Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the worst fucking podcast you've ever heard. Both Mikes.
Hey everybody, welcome to Both Mikes.
Hey guys, Both Mikes, the show about nothing and everything. That is Mike Sofka.
And that is Mike Taylor over there, and together we are Both Mikes.
Yes, we are. Welcome to show number 147 of Both Mikes, heard everywhere you can find a podcast. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm good. How everything's good after the hurricane?
The hurricane? There was a hurricane?
Yeah, right.
What hurricane? You know, it's unfortunate. People on the other side of the state completely got blasted. I've seen a lot of videos out there, time lapse of water intrusion and all that stuff. But we got, I think they said 3 inches of rain locally, and I think our top wind was like 38 miles an hour, which is a joke. Nothing really happened here. How about out by you or over by you?
Yeah, it was fine. Just a bunch of wind and rain. Power was out for about 13 hours or so. No big deal.
Oh, power? Really?
Yeah. So what I did was I hooked up into, most people get a generator or they get solar panels and a generator, like a cell to hold power. What I did was I had everybody come over here to this workout center. And when you wanted to watch TV, you had to do the curl. And then when you wanted to turn the toaster on, you had to ride the bike. We were mouse powering it.
The usual, yeah. Well, I got a big generator. I'm sure I've mentioned it when I used to flip houses. Like I bought the Mac Daddy that could power an entire house,
right,
if need be. So of course, word comes that something might be heading our way. So like, all right, let me get out in the garage there and start the thing up and see what's happened. There's no gas in it, so I put non-ethanol gas in it. The real good stuff, and check the spark plug, and everything appeared to be fine, but it wouldn't start.
Wow.
Wouldn't start for nothing. And then I'm like, all right, let me change the spark plug. Went to Ace Hardware, got a new spark plug, put it in, still nothing. I'm like, all right, let me squirt some gas in the carburetor. Sure enough, it started up and petered out when the gas went away. So it comes out that there's a clog somewhere between the tank and the carburetor.
And as I was, filter?
No gas filter.
I don't know. On cars, there's a gas filter.
There better be a damn gas filter, but I don't think there is, unless there's one in the tank, which I think would be weird. But
did you get like some neighborhood kid to come over and look at it for you? Because they're pretty good with that crap now.
No. This is mechanics, not technology. All right, I didn't need my cache cleared. I just
You don't need to restart your DVD. You don't need to set your clock on your VCR. It still flashes.
Yeah. Oh, it's flashing. We have a DVD VCR player in the bedroom, and it's flashing. Yeah.
My beard grew 3 inches. You said we got 3 inches of rain. I think my beard grew 3 inches.
I think it's kind of weird how the last 3 inches of your beard is red, and then the rest is.
Well, that's because of the dye job that I got.
Yeah,
every year I do the white beard, and then I dye it back. Yeah,
that's coming up soon, huh?
Yeah, it'll be here before you know it. So got to get that.
So getting on the freaking generator, pull start generator, by the way, and I pulled it so many times that the cord frayed and it wouldn't go back it wouldn't recoil. So I'm like, all right, let's just hope for the best and prepare for the worst without a generator. And no need. Our lights actually went out for 30 seconds. We are I thought we were on the same grid as I-95, and that being like a major importance. It's actually a senior living facility around the corner that we're on the same grid on. So that makes it a top priority. I guess it's considered like a hospital of sorts. So we have top priority to get our stuff together. And like I said, a little bit of flooding in the backyard, but that happens every summer with the rain we get. We have a very strange backyard the way it's configured.
Did Buc-ee's get damaged, or was there a flood?
No.
Or was there gas, or what?
Yeah, no problem with the gas. I thought that would be an issue, because we know from years past, 2004, that gas getting to the station could be an issue. No, nothing. Didn't skip a beat. So
You know, you're right there on you're right on that major highway there too, so that helps. It's not like you're inland 400 miles or something. You're right on the coast. You're right off the main road, so that's good.
Yeah.
Did they stay open? Were they open during the hurricane?
That I don't know, because we kind of just, I guess it like all started like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. We just kind of hung out at home. It was weird being in the house for like a week.
You didn't have to get up and go get a bag of beef jerky or nothing.
No beef jerky emergencies. No, didn't need sarsaparilla or anything like that.
Did the boys understand what was going on?
I think Xander did. Nikki, it was just another day. Their school was closed for 2 days, 3 days. So yeah, and actually, they're 4 days. It was Thursday, Friday, and of course Saturday, Sunday. Believe it or not, we actually got Nikki potty trained during Hurricane Ivan.
All right.
Because
Hurricane Ian.
Ian. Yes. Ian is an Ian Karabi, who is John Karabi's son. That's the way I remember it. You can tell it works real good. So yeah, with potty training, it's tough here in Florida. There, I guess there's a state law or something stating that you can't make a kid potty train. Like you can't.
What?
Stop.
Yeah. You're the parent. You can do whatever you want.
Well, I'm talking about school. I'm sorry. Back up.
Oh, the school won't potty train.
Yeah, the school can only mirror what the child wants and what the parents are doing.
So they don't want to get sued for using the wrong pronoun or having somebody sit when they were supposed to stand or stand when they were supposed to sit?
I have not a clue.
They don't want to get sued?
In Texas, Xander was potty trained at like 2.5. He was real quick. When we moved here, he was like coming up on 3 years old, and he was potty trained from what Brenda says. I'm like, that was a point in my life where I was working so much in the flip house, and then we went from working on the flip house to redoing our house so we could sell our house so we could move to Florida. So it was, somehow Xander got potty trained. Well, with Nicola, right, like poof, like magic. With Nikki, I wanted to make sure he's potty trained by the time he's 3, because when we go to Hawaii, he can actually go to the kids club on the ship, and like mommy and daddy can have mommy and daddy time, and the boys can go play with the kids. They won't do it if he's in diapers. So all right. So like we've wanted to get him out of diapers, and he just had zero interest. Like, no, like right here, Dad. That's what I think of potty. And the school was no help. So with these 4 days off, we woke up that Thursday morning and we put him in underwear. And he went, like, he had accidents, of course, but he went potty on the potty, like, boom, big time. And then he went number 2 on the potty. And we're like, all right, here we go. So he wore underwear the whole time for naps. He wore a pull-up, and of course, when he goes to sleep at night, he wears a diaper. But he is now potty trained. Little flipper.
Congratulations. Yeah. Last one. Huh?
Well, better be. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. So yeah,
you've done this 4 times, 25 years apart.
Yeah, and like the other 2, I don't remember. I just remember it was after 3 years old. It was after 3. And I worked evenings. They went to school during the day or preschool during the day. And I was at work. I worked second shift for most of my 20s.
I was potty trained at 6 weeks.
Okay.
I don't know. I got nothing else. I don't know. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I
was wondering, was that the punchline, or am I waiting for the punchline? So, yeah. So cool. Over by you said just wind, couple branches down, no big deal.
Yeah, no flooding. A bunch of trees fall over, stuff. It depends on where you were. There was a housing community not far from where I'm at, that my parents used to live in a specific house, and that house is gone. It was leveled.
What?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. This is what I've been told by several reliable sources. Like there's a handful of houses in this one neighborhood. I think they had like some sort of tornado or something there, and it just took out a couple houses.
Is that the one over Alafaya area?
No. It's still central, still not far from where I'm at now. So anyway, it's it was frightening to hear that, because what if they were still in that house?
Right. No, I can hear you.
But there's been this flooding afterwards and everything. It's still going on, believe it or not. But a lot of water table's gone down since then. But I guess depending on the way the water flows and how fast it can flow and all that, I guess the water is different temperature when it falls, and then we had a cooling spell, then it got hot again. And,
no, it's been cool this past
so
week.
If you're in another state and you're thinking, yeah, let's move to Florida, it sucks. Trust me, you don't want to move here, Mike. What I really am saying is keep your shit where you're at, because we don't need any more fucking people here. I don't need people coming.
It's like being on vacation all the time.
I don't need people coming from California and New York, bringing that mindset with them, voting for the same shit. And then when our place turns to shit, they're going to look, keep that bullshit out on. You know what they're doing? You can't, they're going to do away with diesel trucks.
Okay.
Period. They're going to have to be electric trucks, period.
Because that's what Elon's doing. Is that his name, Elon? It's been so long. What's his name?
Yeah.
He's making all these roaming trucks that, roam around on their own, anti-something. Anti-people driving.
Flooded.
Yeah, that ain't gonna last.
Is your house high up? Is it up at all off the road?
No. We are the only hill around here is the one that goes up and over 95. We are like in a built up swamp. We are very flat.
So a good tsunami wave coming through there will just wipe your shit out then.
Well, we are not on the 100-year floodplain. At work, I get FEMA updates all the time, disaster updates all the time. Yeah. And I was getting them pretty much like every 3 or 4 hours during that week. And it gets you to the FEMA floodplain, the website, and you click on it, you put in the zip code, and it showed that like water has never come to this house in the past 100 years. Now we were concerned.
You're due.
Yeah. We were concerned because we have all the retention ponds around.
Yeah.
And like, well, what if they fill up? It's literally from our property 150 feet. So like, okay, that could be an issue. No issue. Nope. So the trees in the back, we had some branches down, so I now have some kindling for the next barn fire.
Did you go to the beach with like a radar metal detector? Beep, 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 walk around.
I thought about it. Like we should go to the beach the next day, and see if there's any cool shells or anything out there, And there was a lot of pictures of people that found stuff, like big conch shells, and stuff like that. But we didn't go out there. And
I had good intentions. I even had access to a metal detector, but I was like, I'm not.
No.
I thought I was going to plan the whole thing, go to Buc-ee's and all that, But
we went to Cocoa Beach somewhere in mid-September, and we were there we got there at 9, 10 in the morning, and even after lunch there were people out there with metal detectors. Like, what the hell are you looking for? The beach was combed over.
In high school, my good friend lost his high school ring, slipped off his finger, and he tried to catch it, and they could see it flicker and into the water, and we never found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get it. And who knows? Maybe somebody would pick it up. Maybe somebody found it and already had it melted down.
Right.
Gold's expensive, man.
Wow, it was gold. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't get the gold one. I had to go for the sterling silver.
Oh, I didn't get one. I was like, I'd like one, but I'm probably not going to wear that. I was just like,
mine was $83. I remember specifically $83. Now, of course, that was a freaking shitload back then.
Yeah.
But
well, nowadays they probably want 480.
Exactly. Easily. God, I was going to say something. Oh, metal detector. When I was little, probably 6, 8 years old, maybe even younger. I remember taking a big coin out of my dad's jewelry box and taking it in the backyard and right by this tree, digging down a little bit, putting the coin in there and covering it up. And I remember trying to go back like a week or two later to find it, and I couldn't find it.
Oh,
and it was like a Morgan dollar. You know, it wasn't gold. It was an actual coin, but it was like, old and probably worth a lot more than the dollar. It was actually,
yeah.
that was in the early 70s. So it was probably from the 50s or 40s, maybe even the 60s. And now it's 2022. So who knows what it would be worth and what kind of condition it would be in now, because it's been buried in dirt. And I know for a fact that area of the dirt has been moved because they built houses back there.
So, I mean, it was never found?
No. So I want to get a metal detector and go back to my childhood house and go by this tree, which was an apple tree and probably isn't there anymore, and see if I can find that freaking coin.
Yeah, I need to go back to one of my old places. Somebody buried an 8-ball behind the wall in my house. They were nervous about something that they had, and so I couldn't find it. We never found it. And then I looked for it again before I left that place. I was like, damn it. What's going on back here?
Yeah, does it get better? Is it like wine? It get better with age?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. It was just a funny situation. Anyway. Yeah, it's still there. I'm sure it is. Right. Or some rat has got really coked up one night, some mouse or something.
Really coked up. Yeah. So what else has been going on, man?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No, football, dude. Fantasy football, killing it.
Yeah.
And I got involved on a new site because I usually play a bunch of free games and I win some money. Then I play with the house money. I don't ever gamble my own money that way.
Right.
And I was doing that, and then I was on a new site that I'm unfamiliar with, and they pop up afterwards. They're like, "Hey, we see you join that contest. You should join these 6 other contests. Just click one click and you're in." And it shows you how much they are. So I clicked on one, then I clicked on the other, and I went to click on the third, and I went to stop because it was outside my budget that I was planning on spending, and it more or less took the rest of my budget. It was a super high stakes game, and I ended up losing that money. I was like,
oh, damn.
Because what I do is I slowly build the bank, and then I start hitting them. And then, it's like a plan when you play blackjack. You go in with a strategy. I had a strategy for this, and I everything was going along as planned, but I put in like 10 times the amount of money I was looking to put in, and that was outside my budget. I lost all of it. I'm like, motherfucker. Took me another year to build that bank up.
Yeah.
Well, playing free shit. I mean, it's hard to win in free shit.
Yeah, that'll ruin your day. When I play roulette with 38 numbers on there, so I play 20 bets, and it's pretty much like a 75% chance of winning. So every 75% of the time you win, but you don't win a lot.
Right. But how much? Yeah. How much are you winning versus paying out to play that way?
Yeah. The one time I remember, I started with $100 and I put $5 down on 20 numbers, and I played 8 rolls and I've won 6, and I walked away with $300. So $100, walk away with 300. I'll take it.
That's like the other thing, the thing that I like to do with the craps, boxcars and snake eyes, count the rolls.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't do that. I didn't say that. If we ever go on a cruise ship, I'll get thrown overboard. If we ever go to Vegas, Robert De Niro and the midget guy he always hung with in Casino and Goodfellas,
Joe Pesci.
What was his name? Played my cousin Vinny.
Yeah, Joe Pesci.
Yeah, Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro are going to beat my ass and break my arm in the back room.
Yeah, hit you with a freaking club. Yeah, so it's been a while since I played craps, dude. That can get expensive real quick. Even though I have like a plan and I know how to freaking do it and I know how to throw the dice and all that, it still gets pricey.
How'd you learn how to play? Did you learn from the video in your room? You walk into Vegas, you turn on there. Hey, come down to the steakhouse. You get this guy. The volume's way off and everything.
Right.
We're going to tell you how to play craps. Craps is a game.
And they go on and they have this like tutorial. Is that how you learn?
Dude, when I had my mortgage company with my partner Stan, we were at an open house or some kind of realtor thing, a realtor event, and they had like a casino set up there. And he's like, let me show you how to play craps. And that's how I learned how to play craps.
All right. That's the best way. If you find somebody who knows what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did when I used to like to go to Highlight and I used to go, and I used to look for watched for the Cuban guy with the little hat on. He's got his little pad, and he's standing in line, and he's looking around, and I'd get right behind him, and I'd listen, and I understood, uno, dos, tres, because everything's numbered, like
right,
1 through
okay.
11 or whatever. Yeah, and I would just listen, whatever he bet, and then the guy would leave, and I go, I'll take the same bet he just made. Like that, you go, I can't do that.
Make it easy, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
Vente on Cuatro, and I'm breaking out the Spanish.
But with craps, like I remember they gave us like $5,000 in chips, and like when I was done, I had like $90,000. So I'm like, okay, either the dice were rigged or like, yeah.
But it was all fake money. It was one of those fun nights.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's why you won. Yeah. If it was real money, you wouldn't have won. No.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. I think that like when you go to those events, like the dice are black, and then when you go to Vegas, the dice are red. Now, like I even know how to hold the dice correctly, and you put them a certain way. If you put if you put your threes like this, and you hold them, God, I got a set of dice in the other room, but yeah, you got to hold them a certain way, and then you throw them a certain way, and then you try to prevent them from bouncing a lot by hitting the very corner of the back wall, and you have a better chance of not getting a 7.
Did not know that. See the things you learn here, folks.
Right? Yeah. So you want to know how to cheat craps? I can teach you how to cheat craps.
Nice.
Because I learned from someone else who cheats craps.
What's that pay?
What's that pay?
Yeah. Cheating the craps.
You pays whatever you got. Right? Yeah. Vinny Barbarino and freaking Joe Pesci will kick your ass. Dude, we got new chairs, right?
Yeah.
Because we sit in these freaking chairs all day.
Mm.
You can see like they're really cool looking. And I put this one on backwards. So you know how like you're supposed to lean back and it leans back?
Yeah.
This one you lean forward and it leans forward. I put the freaking base on the chair the wrong way. So it's like completely weird. And I don't know how Brenda sat in this chair all week.
So you can't like flip it around, switch it up?
I can unbolt it and move, turn it 180 and bolt it back up.
Does she know it's wrong?
Yeah. She's like, oh, it's fine. I go, no, it's just something wrong. And then I realized that I fucking put it on backwards. Yeah, see, lean forward instead of leaning back. So yeah, I gotta fix it. Yep. Yeah. You all right?
Yeah.
Went to the zoo this past weekend.
Yeah, I saw it. Did you light an elephant turd on fire?
No, there was no elephant turd. So we didn't see any elephants.
Huh.
Yeah, we went Sunday, and it was a special event for like Halloween. They do like an after hard ticket event thing. So we went early and ate and saw some stuff, and didn't see no elephants. Saw lions, but yeah, the kids were there for the Halloween events.
Was candy involved?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yep. So
now, what kind of candy did the kids get this year? Can you confiscate it and just you can't have that? I can.
Exactly. Well, with Xander, he doesn't like chocolate.
Perfect.
Right. So
yeah, I'm the man. Yeah.
Anything is chocolate. We can grab from him, and Nikki, he'll freaking eat anything. So fix my damn mic stand here.
You remember when you were little though? You used to get like they had like little tiny like you'd get like like 10 pennies wrapped together somehow, or you get
yeah,
a handful of candy corn tossed in your bag. I'm like, really? What the fuck is this?
A handful.
And you knew the house that gave away the full size candy bars. You went back to that one like 4 times.
Exactly. Well, we typically didn't. We covered a lot of area though, because where I was, like now they do it like after dinner, like 6 to 9 o'clock or some crap like that. For us, it was like you got out of school, you ran home, you put on that ripped T-shirt and put charcoal on your face and ran out the door with a pillowcase, and you came home with a full freaking pillowcase by dinner time.
Yeah.
And here, not so much. It's a short window after. And I never got candy corn just thrown in my bag. That was
What about applesauce? You ever get applesauce?
no, dude. I was like, is that really you got apple like the single serve applesauce?
No, they just scoop
Oh,
some
just
out.
poured it. Here, open your mouth. Here's a tablespoon. Yeah, no. The worst was the dentist actually gave out apples.
Really?
Right by the elementary school, there was a yellow house, and this guy had his dentist office in the yellow house.
Well, that was the thing back in our day, though. Back in the mid 70s, it was like, oh, don't eat apples. They could have razor blades in them.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, Brenda was mentioning on the news this morning, somebody was saying that people trying to traffic fentanyl, they're putting it inside like boxes of candy. Yeah,
and it looks like candy, different colors and shit.
Yeah. And
I don't think, and people are always like, oh, Halloween come. I don't think anybody's going to accidentally give your kid their drugs. Drugs are very expensive right now.
And it wouldn't be accident. The people would do it to be malicious. Yeah, no one's giving away their weed.
Yeah,
so they could see your kid giggle. Yeah, no, sorry, that's not happening.
No, but we used to get fresh baked treats sometimes. Like the neighbor used to bake brownies or something and put them like in little Ziploc bags or whatever.
No, we used to get popcorn balls. Somebody in our little route through Park Ridge, New Jersey, used to make these little popcorn balls. And you can buy them now, I think, pre-made. But I think this person made them like kettle corn, but stuck together in a ball. That I remember. But yeah, a lot of full size candies, and then the fun size. No minis. There was no mini candies when we were kids.
Yeah, I used to hate when you get the minis, and then and then I would hate when people used to get different stuff. Like they'd have a bowl full of candy, and my buddy would get my favorite candy, and I'd get some shit I didn't want. I'd be like, really? What is this?
What is your favorite? If you had right now a candy bar.
Wow, I don't know if I'm that much into it anymore. I mean, I like chocolate and stuff, but
yeah, I'm not
peanut butter
into
stuff.
It either.
Yeah, I like the Reese's stuff. I like there was a period where I was Snickers for a while, then I was Three Musketeers for a while, then I was I don't know, chocolate ice cream. I like ice cream.
I was always the Snickers guy, and my sister was the Milky Way person.
Yeah, I used to like those too. Yeah.
And then recently I had a Milky Way, and I'm like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
This is better than the Snickers. But favorite go-to as far as chocolate would be the $100,000 bar.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was good.
You rarely see it, and you only see it this time of year. So
how about the Reggie Jackson bar?
Oh my God.
Remember that?
Yes, dude, yes. I remember listening. I was on coming home from school one day, and on the radio, Mom had it wasn't the World Series because it was 3 p.m. It must have been a playoff game or something. And it was Reggie Bar Day at Yankee Stadium. Everybody got a Reggie Bar. And then Reggie Jackson hit a home run.
Yeah.
And everybody threw their Reggie Bar on the field. The field was covered in Reggie bars. So yeah, you picture 40,000 Reggie bars, and they had to go around and pick them all up after he hit a home run.
Mine wouldn't have been available to throw. I would have eaten.
No, yeah, I would have eaten it before I got to my seat. They were good.
I would have had to take out some of those batteries I was going to chuck later and wrap it up in the wrapper.
You going to another Phillies game?
Yeah, right. Jesus.
Right, but yeah. But as far as regular candy, I'm a licorice nut. I really like licorice. Red chocolate, yeah.
When I would go to the movies, I would get those little Whoppers and Raisinets and
yes, Whoppers now. I don't like malted milk balls.
And then what else? Hershey's Kiss were good. I like those Ferrero Rocher things now. They're gold ball things. Hazelnut
gold ball things. They are hazelnut, yeah. Those are good. But how about? Here's one thing you don't see in Florida. The only place I found it was at the commissary. You ever have Pfeffernusse cookies?
I have no idea what that is.
All right, you Google it. They're like a ginger snap with a soft cookie that's like a little mound cookie and probably around 1.5 inches round, and it's covered in powdered sugar. And the commissary, we were there last week, and they were already out. They come once a year for Christmas, and they were out already. So yeah, Pfeffernuss cookies.
Are they like that crack thing they have at Buc-ee's where you eat one and you're like, oh shit, and you can't stop?
yeah, they're pretty good. They're actually really good. But
you're like looking at the bag, going, wow, there's too many of them. I could probably eat all these, but that really wouldn't be a good health choice.
Yeah. Today, I can eat them all today.
Yeah.
A thing that I've had to not wean myself, but kind of make a conscious effort to control myself are the Cadbury eggs. Not the ones that look like a little fart inside, but the little tiny ones that are like candy coated, like M&Ms, but they're shaped like eggs. And they come in a purple bag. I have to consciously tell myself 1 bag a year, 1 bag, because I could buy a bag a day and eat a whole damn bag in a day, every day.
So where are you at on candy corn? Are you on team candy corn or no?
Working in produce, dude, we used to have a bulk dispenser. It held like 125 pounds of anything. And we used to put candy corn in there. And so we had these 25-pound boxes of Brock's candy corn that we would fill this thing with. So yeah, I've eaten more than my share of candy corn. And
so you're done with it, or you still
I still like it. I still like it. Even though it's like eating.
Did you ever take the little candy corn and like make fangs?
No.
I thought everybody did that. You said you were on team candy corn. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like candy corn.
All right.
Even though it's like it tastes like sugary wax.
We're gonna have to take a short break here and come right back with that other part.
We got 5 minutes.
We need to get a sponsor for this shit. Like
a break, would help. Yeah, we got 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah,
so still good. Yeah,
I'm not. Who's counting? I'm not counting. It'll just stop automatically.
Right, it's fucking counting right there.
Yeah,
right there, over there. There we go. Right there. Yeah. So
let's get a made up sponsor for this. I'm disappointed we haven't had a made up sponsor yet. We need to get some of those. Like Habib's 7-Eleven, where you can come buy all the lottery you want. You don't have to buy shit. You just have to put up with our putrid smell. No? Are you there? Bueller. Mike, you look like you're frozen.
I'll say a 14-pack of get yourself a 12-pack that was broken in half and cut down the middle.
Yes.
With strapped with tape. And you can get yourself a car charger and a grill all at the same time.
Yes, and a crack pipe.
And a crack pipe. They do have them there.
And a crack pipe.
Do you need what do they call them? God, a skull cap. Skull cap.
Yes. I need a skull cap.
I need a skull cup.
I need a Mickey's malt liquor.
Dude, Mickey's is good.
Yes, the short, wide mouth ones.
Yes,
yes. Yeah, they look like little grenades, man. Yeah.
Wow, there's a place in New York. They call it Tweed Mountain, and I think there used to be like a. They used to say it was a Nike missile base up there in New York. And you drive up this road and you kind of get out of your car and you go off to the edge and you can see the Hudson River and stuff. And there's these old buildings and stuff, like just the cement shells of these buildings left. And we used to go up there with our Mickeys, and drink and make a fire. We have like a 99-cent package of hot dogs. We put it on a stick and just drink beer and eat hot dogs in the middle of the woods.
Nice.
Yeah.
And to reward people for coming back after the break, sponsored here by Habib 7-Eleven.
Yep. Okay, don't worry.
I'm going to tell everybody why the bagels and pizza in New York are so much better. Everybody's going to say it's the water, and I'm going to tell you why it's the water when we come back. How about that?
Okay.
What a tease.
Right? Listen to you.
I know, right? All professional and shit almost. What the fuck?
Right?
Who's on your shirt there today? The Cruise?
Royal Caribbean.
All right.
Royal Caribbean International. And you can see the back.
All All right, impressive. I got the old Uncle Dick, Rick Nielsen there.
As I lose my microphone.
Uncle Dick here, Rick Nielsen.
Yes, Rick Nielsen. But yeah, on the back it has all the ships listed by name on the anchor on the back, and we got a new cruise ship coming.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that when we come back. We'll have to talk about Hawaii too when we come back.
Ooh, who's going to Hawaii?
All right, I'll send you another email here in just a second. All right.
Awesome. All right.
See you after the break.
Not a problem. Hey, and everybody, go to bothmics.com. Check it out. You can find us where we are doing podcasts anywhere and everywhere. We got a merch page there too. So check us out at bothmics.com.
Yes, buy a shirt or something.
Yeah, buy two.
All right. See you in a bit.
Ciao.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Both Mics. Thank you to the Habib Grocery there. You know, they have something special. I don't know if you saw that there. They have a special, not only do they have the halal foods, but they have kosher foods right next to it, which, you know, I didn't know that was legal. Yeah.
Is that right? Is there like a line on the ground, you know, Gaza Parliament?
Well, yeah, there's a strip. It's a strip, and then of course there's the Golan Heights is where you have to really stretch up there to find the good halal food is way up there in the border. Whatever. I got nothing. I don't know. All right, so I was going to tell everybody when we came back about the water. Everybody says the reason why the bagels and the pizza and everything in New York is better is because of the water. And I thought, well, maybe it's the hardness, the softness, whatever. And this was a few years ago. I did this research. Right. Where does most of New York get its water from? Do you
know? Believe it or not, they get it from like upstate, an area.
They don't get it from the East River?
No, I don't think so. Now, do you remember watching the second Die Hard movie? Where
I don't remember, but I've seen it.
Okay. There's tunnels all over, and he was driving this black Mercedes through these tunnels. Well, this was the aqueduct that they were building that went from, I think, Putnam County, New York, and that came all the way down through Yonkers and into New York City. It was a massive, God, it probably had to be 20 feet across, not enough to drive a car through. And that's the aqueduct that supplies New York City with their water.
Yeah, I always thought it was the East River, and I thought it was comical because that's also where they drop most of the sewage is in the East River. So I thought maybe that had something to do with the flavor to dough or something.
Downstream, yeah. I think what gives pizza its flavor is the cornmeal and that they use on the oven floor to kind of keep the pizza from sticking. You ever have that? Like there was like a little
I hear you.
Type thing.
Use that in the bakery business with bagels and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Let me see. Let's break out the new phone. Dude.
I could show you mine, but it's being used as a camera right now.
Dude, fucking. All right.
What kind is it?
It's the Samsung, and it's the Galaxy.
I wanted to get that, and Lisa was like, I don't think you need that much phone. And I go, well, you're really right. I'll get this other one. It's cheaper. What does she get? The Mac Daddy Note thing, you know?
Yeah. Well,
is yours the Note or the S21 or whatever?
The 22. Yes.
Oh,
22.
okay. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. And I got an honor box off of Amazon, and I broke the clip.
Yeah.
I break these clips like instantaneously. As you can see, it's hot glued because I broke it. And I went to OtterBox to get a new one, and they don't even have replacements for this one yet. Wow. So either this is a knockoff that I got on Amazon for $35 instead of $65, or they don't have them available for replacement yet.
I'll have to some way show you a picture of mine. Mine's cool. It has a stand. It can be kicked up straight up and down or that way, and it's got the sliding cover on the camera, and it's like an OtterBox, but it's.
So you have a new phone, or is that your old one?
No, I have a new phone. I hadn't had a new phone since like 2016, 2017, something like that.
Same here.
And mine was a S7, I think. So I ended up getting the Motorola one. It was a little bit cheaper, and it had everything realistically I needed for. So
wow,
why spend the extra money? But I was thinking about spending extra money just because I'd always had the Samsung phone,
Yeah. Well, Brenda needed it because her iPhone, she has like an iPhone 10, and they're on iPhone 14 now. So
Right.
she was good. She had like actually replaced the battery at one point just to keep the phone longer, but it was useless. And so we went and got new phones. So I'm a person who doesn't give a crap. I save my passwords on my phone, you know, and so like everything that I had to log back into, I didn't know my password. I have like certain go-to passwords, and then so I had to like redo everything. And
But
then
don't you use Google? You didn't save them in Google because Google just re-up that shit for you.
I thought it did, but apparently not. So it's been a complete disaster the past. I guess I'm on week 4 now.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with Google too, fuckers. Remember we talked a little while ago about them talking about charging us for storage. You know, you get the backup, all your photos and videos and stuff back up. Well, now somehow I've reached a maximum. They want me to pay for storage, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I go and I clear a bunch of pictures, and then it's the video that takes up the space on my phone. So now I got to do that and handle that because I'm not paying Google $5 a month to keep my digital pictures, which I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I haven't reached my limit yet with Google as far as pictures and whatnot, but I have actually this computer right here. I went and bought a 1 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah.
And I moved everything on my phone onto my computer, and off the computer, and onto the hard drive. And I took my old computer, old pictures onto the hard drive, everything onto this hard drive. So this way I can free this up to do what I need to do with this, and maybe getting some screenwriting done. I'm kind of thinking about getting that freaking movie, screenplay finished.
So this way your son can make it.
Yeah.
When you die.
Yeah. But dude, I freaking started it in 2009.
I've got many projects that were started like that. Many books, all sorts of shit done like that I've fucking just. It started somewhere. It hasn't been finished, but I've been doing a lot of this ancestry stuff lately and trying to document my family and all this stuff, trying to make sure I have all the ducks in a row for shit like that because, we're getting older.
My daughter got on there and she found my parents' wedding announcement. Yeah. Their wedding announcement in the local paper back in 1963.
Wow, crazy.
Like, holy crap. And then I noticed that there was a tag on there of T. Piantanita, which would be Ted Piantanita, who is my uncle. So I guess my uncle had a subscription to this particular newspaper, and I was able to go and see what he clipped as far as articles. And there's stuff in there about Nick Piantanita, stuff in there about my grandfather, and thank you, ma'am. And just different articles from back in the 60s and 50s that my uncle clipped.
So who was the guy with the jumping out, taking the balloon up into space? Who was that guy?
That was Nick Piantanita.
All right. So you said that the guy who helped him with that's Kittinger, right?
Yes.
Lives down the street from my sister, right?
Correct.
I've got it set up where we can meet him, we can talk to him, you can do all that shit.
Wow.
So
awesome.
Just let me know when you want to do that, or I'll let you know when they're going to do something here. Maybe we'll invite ourselves.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I didn't realize it until recently, but they're good friends with my sister.
Yeah, I know that. Your sister actually posted on Facebook somewhere along the line, either a picture with him or she mentioned him. I'm like, holy crap, how's that for a small world?
So he would definitely remember that whole situation.
Oh, right? No, without a doubt. You mentioned Piantanita to him, he'll know exactly.
All right, well, they're setting something up because I know my dad wants to meet him, and they're setting something up sometime. And as soon as I hear about that, I'll let you know, and hopefully it'll work out.
Cool. Yeah, that's that would definitely be awesome.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, coming to Orlando tomorrow, Clerks 3 at the Hard Rock Live
with Kevin Smith.
Q&A after. Yeah. So I got my ticket. I've had my ticket.
Well, you just, like you said, you just have to be the first one in line with the question.
I,
It's one fucking question, a 2-hour answer.
Yeah, and you know, it probably won't be the answer to that question anyway. He's just going to ramble on. So, you know, I'm just going to stay in my seat. I'm not going to stand in line to ask a question. But I think I have a decent seat. Yeah.
Now, do they have at Buc-ee's, do they have like something like those Timbits at Buc-ee's?
The Timbits?
Timbits. Tim Hortons. He likes those things. He likes Tim Hortons, Timbits, I think.
Oh, well, they have the beaver nuggets.
Yeah. Send that. Bring that and send it up on stage and tell him to just eat one. I don't know if he eats that shit anymore, though. What is he, like 98 pounds soaking wet? He's wearing his jacket. It looks like it swallowed him.
Yeah.
It's like a little kid wearing daddy's jacket.
He's worth $25 million and he's still wearing the jacket from when the day before he had a heart attack.
I was clicking around not too long ago and I saw on some sort of Food Network or something, Kevin Smith and Silent Bob were on some sort of game show and it had something to do with food and naming food and whatever. Really? It was some sort of food game show.
You know, Kevin Smith and Silent Bob are the same person.
I mean, Kevin Smith and Jason
Mewes.
Yeah.
I knew that.
You know who I meant.
Busting your balls.
Yeah, whatever.
Speaking of TV, what do you work with now? You got Hulu, Netflix, all of the above?
Pretty much Prime, because it comes with Amazon, and then Netflix still, although I'd like to cancel Netflix. I had Hulu at one time, canceled it, and I've got some other free apps that I use. But
yeah, like Pluto and things like that. On Hulu, believe it or not, my wife was reading the book for the book club, and it's 11/22/63 is the name of the book. It's a Stephen King book, and comes out that it is I guess like a psychological thriller about the assassination of Kennedy. And just a real quick synopsis: there's a diner in Maine that you go into the broom closet and you go through a portal back to 1960. And the owner of the diner is really funny. He goes through this portal where what's his name? James Franco is eating at the diner. And this guy, the owner, goes into the back room, comes back out 2 seconds later, and looks like he's dying. Like he looked fine when he came out, but when we came back, he looked older and he was dying. Like he was coughing up blood, he had cancer and all this stuff. And it's really cool that you go through this portal and you can live your life in the portal. And if you come back, it's only 2 minutes later in 2022. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a thing where he has to go back and save Kennedy from being shot. But you can only go back to 1960. Each time you go to this, like it's like Groundhog Day.
So is it a series or a movie? It's
a 8-part series. So it's essentially like the first one I think was an hour and a half long, and all the other ones are an hour long. Really good. James Franco. I don't know anybody else in the flick, but it's really good. You know how. Excuse me. Lee Harvey Oswald's in it. You know, all the usual characters and suspects, and it's kind of cool how it all works out. You know, it's some parts are far fetched, but you know, it's freaking Stephen King book.
So did they show you the guys on the Noe Hill or the grassy
knoll? Yeah,
grassy knoll. Yeah,
there was mention of the second shooter and things like that, and you know, he has to basically James Franco has to go back and find out if it actually was Lee Harvey Oswald. Once he finds out if it was or wasn't, he has to take care of that person, or off that person, and off the person that he.
But don't they say if you change it, like if you go back in time, you don't want to change things because it'll change everything in the future, right?
Exactly. So he goes through this whole entire movie, and when all things are said and done, he actually has to live in 1960, 61, 62, 63 to get to the point where Kennedy gets assassinated. He disrupts that. And then what's he got to do? He has to go from Dallas back to Maine and go through the portal. And what does he find? You know, does he find the same place that he left or is it different?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's mention of Kennedy concentration camps.
Really?
Yeah. So it's really good. I think Brenda says like a 900-page book or something. She's almost done with the book, but we went through the whole series over probably
tell her to read
the past
something
3
short
weeks.
next time, like World Peace or whatever that book is.
Rich Man, Poor Man.
Yeah, isn't there a book like it's friggin' this, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, like, they'll pick these books, these 900-page books, for like, okay, and we'll see you back here in 4 weeks at the next book club. 900 pages. So she's like in the car. I'm driving. She's reading. You know, we're grocery shopping. She's reading while she's grocery shopping. You know, but yeah, taking a lot of time to freaking read a book.
That's like 30 pages a day, every day, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what she was doing. And last she was up to like 78% of the book because she reads it on a Kindle now.
Now, is she one that can be disturbed when she's reading, or does she tunnel vision the thing and be like on it and then like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, you know?
Yeah, no, she hears. She's a good multitasker. Unlike me.
So she doesn't get upset when you interfere with her when she's reading?
Depends. You know, if it's like pull my finger type stuff, yeah.
Okay.
But,
yeah, I see I'm trading on thin ice here, so I'm gonna get off it real quick.
The book I just finished was John Corabi. Do you know who John Corabi is?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, he used to be a Molly Crew guy. He's on his own. You see him on the ships all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, his book finally came out. I read that. He grew up in Philadelphia, so it was kind of cool to hear all that stuff about growing up in Philadelphia and knowing the guys from Cinderella and Brittany Fox and Poison. And yeah, went through. He was in a lot of bands, man. He was in a lot of bands. And
I'm convinced I went to school with some of the guys in Bon Jovi.
That's very possible.
I'm convinced because they're about the same age, I think, right?
I think they're a little older than us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, John was in Sayreville, you know that.
Yep. I lived there for a little while.
Perth Amboy.
Yeah, that was all my stomping ground.
I don't know if that is the same high school or not, but yeah, Richie Sambora and the keyboard player who are from Perth Amboy.
I was more like South Amboy / Sayreville. It was kind of
Sayreville, the Hunka Bunka Ballroom.
Yeah, no, I just used to watch the X-rated movies on Saturday night on the drive-in through my block.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah. Now Snake Sabo, he's the guitar player for Skid Row. He's probably our age. And he's only from Sayreville, where the bass player is from Tom's River. The drummer,
relatives in Tom's River. I've been there many times.
The drummer was from Orange County, New York, as was the other guitar player from Slate Hill, New York. Sebastian, the lead singer, is from Toronto, and he grew up in the Bahamas.
Orange County, isn't that north? Isn't that upstate?
Yeah. That's where I lived in Orange County for about 5 years. I bought my first house in Orange County.
Did you live there with the Tuffles, the American Chopper guys?
Dude, I was just thinking of that. All right. You walk out of my house right there, and, probably about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, was a water tower. And it said Montgomery on the water tower. We moved to Florida, I don't know, 6 months, a year, 2 years in. I'm flipping through the channels, and I see the water tower. I'm like, what the hell?
The camera's in your front yard.
Yeah, I'm like, what show is this? And then it goes on, and it's Orange County Choppers, and it's the son is yelling at the dad's yelling at the son, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? This was the infancy of reality TV. I think Idol and Survivor were like the only other shows around. And I'm like, why are they freaking just yelling at each other? I had to turn it off, dude. I was getting like anxiety from this is why I left New York, to get away from people like that. And now it's on TV.
It's the beginning of the Sopranos when they show them on the turnpike. I lived over there in that area by Seawarren, Carteret, Edison, Spotswood, all that stuff. And Rahway, Newark, right by the airport, there was Carteret, not too far. And that was my view when you ride on the turnpike. All the refineries, all the giant friggin' tanks that they held all the shit in, dude. Smell, smoke. Yeah,
that yellow cloud. Yeah, dude, that part of the turnpike is like famous for being like the first highway in the country to have 12 lanes, 6 lanes in each direction.
Yeah, and none of them are good. They all have fucking potholes in them.
Exactly, dude. I remember going northbound in that area, right by the airport, getting pulled over coming home from Great Adventure, and I was doing, this is back when speed limit was 55.
55, yeah.
Yeah, and I was doing 74, and I got a ticket. Never paid it, like never.
And it didn't come back on you or nothing?
It never came back on me, dude. Never. Yeah. Great. Now my son's probably going to watch this and turn me in.
There's a bench warrant for you. If you're ever in that county, they're going to pull you over. You're done, dude.
Yeah, that's what, Essex County? Essex County Prison, right across the highway from Newark Airport. You got Budweiser plant, the frickin' prison, and Newark Airport. So,
see, now I'm familiar with the Rollway prison with that green dome on the outside. My parents dropped me off there when I was 5 one time.
for a field trip, or
No, we were leaving the McDonald's, which was right across the street. It was one of the ones with the big golden arches.
Yeah, old
building,
school.
The walk-up window, the tile on the outside. So we went to McDonald's there, I remember, and something happened, and we were being bad, and we were in my dad's Buick, and he had like white leather seats in this Buick Skylark type kind of car, and we were in the back, and Donna was kicking the seat, and she got in trouble for kicking the seat, and they said, if you don't stop, we're going to pull over, and I started acting up, and they pulled over right by the prison, and they let us out, and we started crying, and they pulled away like 10 feet, we were crying and shit. We got in a car, and my sister punched my mom. It was great.
Wow.
Well, you could get away with shit like that when kids were 5 and 4. Nowadays, you get friggin' locked up. They throw away the key.
Yep.
Kids are sensitive now. Stop with the sensitive bullshit. Stop.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you mean it was a joke? Did you or did you not have them get out of the car? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, but it was a different time. There were no cameras. There were no cell phones. There wasn't anybody recording everything. Even if the cop pulled up, he wasn't recording everything. And you kind of said, well, Jesus, you look like you beat the crap out of that guy. And as they're bringing him into jail, what happened? He tripped and fell down. That was it.
The door hit him on the way in.
Yeah, I told you before in the last segment, I was doing a lot of the Ancestry stuff, and I do have I have some civil servants. I have some police officers in my family, in my lineage. I'm trying to remember this. My great grandmother's father, I think, and his name was his name? I forget his last name, but his first name was John, but he went by Joe. And
really,
and he was a New York cop for a while, and he had quite a reputation. He was a roughhouser cop. He was the guy that would beat the shit out of you as he was bringing you in because he could. And allegedly, because statute of limitations still not up. I don't know, but he brought in a guy who robbed somebody, did something, and when he got to the jail, they checked him and they found he had a switchblade in his front pocket, and they said, you had this switchblade, why didn't you pull it on? He goes, are you fucking kidding me? Do you know who that guy is? He would have taken that thing and stuck it up my ass. Like, he had a reputation, like, don't fuck with this cop, so it was refreshing to hear that kind of story.
Yeah, my uncle on my grandmother's side, so it was like my grandmother's sister's husband was a cop in New York, and him and all his buddies used to build houses on the weekends. The house he lived in Westchester County, he actually built with all his buddies. So like that used to be like a common thing. What are you doing this weekend? Oh, we're gonna build a house. My grandfather, he was an iron worker on the Hudson River. He built the house I grew up in. My grandfather was worked for Ford. He built cars along with his 3 brothers, all in the Edison and Metuchen and Mawa Ford plants. And my Uncle Bob did too. My dad, forklift driver.
All right, what's wrong with that?
I guess it skips the ambition skips a generation. So
No, I was able to find a bunch of stuff out by you. You have to do that, dude. If you haven't done that already, I found out. I went back to like 1400. I found, I got relatives from countries I didn't even know about. It was kind of fascinating to see all this stuff in this history and to go back. Joe Dowling was his name. Dowling.
Wow. Yeah. My like I said, my daughter was on Ancestry, and that's how she found that stuff that my uncle was posting. Newspaper clippings and things like that.
All right.
My parents' wedding announcement. That's how we got on that subject, and then we went full circle, and here we are back.
No, it was cool. I got to see draft cards. I got to see census stuff, and I've always talked about my Ukrainian heritage, and the same guy in my family, Harry Sofka, the same guy, every 10 years, like from 1910, 1920, 1930, 1940, when the census would come by, he was from a different country. He was from Ukraine, then he was from Poland, then he was from Austria, then he was from Hungary, and I'm like, well, thanks a lot, dude. I mean, look what you're doing to me here.
Ow, ow, ow. Oh, my knee. Yeah, my son, I guess when Ancestry first came out, he got a little subscription to it. He was telling me about things like that, and the log at Ellis Island, I guess he found, and he was able to find where my grandfather came over from. He actually came over from Croatia. So I always thought I was Yugoslavian because of my grandfather came from Yugoslavia, in Croatia area. And come to find out he's Italian, born in Italy, and moved to Croatia, the Croatian islands outside of Yugoslavia, and then made his way to this country. And that's where my son saw his signature on the way in.
But I have found out that I've had relatives fight in the Civil War on both sides.
Right.
I've had, of course, a lot of World War II, World War I, War of 1812, and the Revolutionary War. And it's not clear to me yet which side they were on in the Revolutionary War, because that faction of the family was from England, and there were some dedicated England people as well as the separatists here. So people were on both sides, even when they resided here in this country. So
I believe that.
Crazy. Yeah, and then I got back to like 1400, and I was like, I guess it's some of the stuff I couldn't get much more information on, because without buying more shit to get into the England's and Europe's databases and all that stuff. But I'm looking at this right now, and I can easily go back to 1875 or so right now. It's freaking crazy. You find out shit about people. You find out where I got Scottish heritage. I got Irish. I got all this shit here. And it's just amazing to me that this is out there. I'm glad I was able to see it. I wanted to share it with my family. Some people were, I'm not asking them for DNA, but it's funny because they would offer that up in a heartbeat, but they don't want their name on the family tree. I'm like, so you'll give the government your DNA.
Right.
But you won't put your name on the family tree. Okay. I know where the priorities are. That's good. Perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Going back to something that we discussed a little earlier about where New York City gets their water.
Yeah.
The Croton and Catskill, Delaware watersheds. New York City water supply is one of the largest surface water storage and supply systems in the world. The system reliably delivers more than 1.1 billion gallons of safe drinking water daily to 9 million people. This represents nearly half the population of New York State. The Croton watershed is where I said it's up in Putnam County. They got New York City, Westchester, and they got Putnam counties above that. There's a huge, huge reservoir up there that has that 20-foot wide.
Where do they dump the
pipe.
sewage?
That they probably dump in the freaking East River. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised there. And also Catskill and Delaware watersheds, which are farther upstate and west of the Hudson River.
Now, I know they used to send all the trash to Jersey.
Yeah, well, why not? The who was it? Penn and Teller. Remember they had. You ever have the? You ever hear or see the show they did?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
They
talk about recycling.
Yeah,
and how it's a waste of time and everything.
It is.
And that if you took all the trash the country makes for 1,000 years, it would fit into a 35 square mile landfill. So you take 5 miles by 7 miles somewhere in Kansas. You take all the trash and bring it there for the next 1,000 years. It would fill up a 35 square mile area.
Why is it got to be Kansas? Because that's central.
Yeah, it's like dead center.
No, I think it should be in New York, California, places like that. Places that are already shit styes. Places that are already screwed up. Washington, D.C. These places are already shit styes. There's people, San Francisco, people shitting in the streets, shooting up drugs.
Are they still shitting in the streets in San Francisco? Are they still doing that? They haven't stopped?
Dude, it's disgusting.
They haven't stopped?
Dude. Yeah, no.
Nice.
It's crazy.
Nice.
Who's our sponsor going to be this by the end of the show here? We got the end coming up soon.
Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers.
Yeah. Bob's Burgers. We got 9 minutes and 25 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you.
So maybe we could find something on YouTube we could play.
Right.
Yeah.
You see the posters behind me here? There's one that I object to. Which one do you think I object to that's back there? There's 4 posters. There's actually 5 that you can see right now. Now there's one over here. It's the Twin Towers. It's from the Twin Towers movie.
Correct. Okay. Then
there's one next to it. If you go next to it over here, there's a Spider-Man, and it's that
was my guess, Spider-Man.
Some sort of Spider-Man movie where there's a bad Spider-Man or a bad side of him. And then next to that one over there is a Batman.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. And then next to that is a Michael Jackson. This is it.
Correct.
One of these things doesn't belong here. Which do you think it is?
Did you hear that Michael Jackson used to buy his
He screwed that one up. Little boy's pants half off?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where I was heading.
Yeah. Let's deliver the punchline first next time, right?
Yeah. That's all, folks. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and then there's
is that Madonna or
machine there? There's an old Nagel picture. I don't know if you remember that from the 80s, the Duran Duran type.
Okay, cover. I was going to ask, is it Madonna or Duran Duran?
Yeah, no, Duran Duran did that. Have you seen Madonna lately?
Oh, dude.
She's a fucking freak show. I didn't even recognize her, dude. She's got pink hair and she looks like, I don't know, somebody beat her in the face with a bag full of nickels.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, dude. How old is Madonna now? She our age?
I think she's older than us by a few years.
Yeah, give it up. It's over already, honey. Stop.
Yeah. You cashed out, now head home.
Go around and do the old people's tour. Go to the auditoriums. Don't go to the stadiums. You don't have to dance. I'm not going to be impressed by who you had sex with or how many people you had sex with or what their pronouns were or any of that bullshit.
All right, here's some strange things. All right, she was born in 1958. How many children do you think she had?
That lived?
I thought she had one, dude.
How many she have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it says more. When I click on more, okay, Lourdes, Rocco, David, Mercy, Stella, Esther. All right, she must have married a black guy somewhere along the line. Or just had sex with a black guy, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman. Didn't she hang out with Dennis Rodman for a while?
It says she has 6 kids.
I don't remember her ever being pregnant. When did she have time for this?
Right? Exactly. I know she had one, Lourdes. That's all I ever remember her having. And yeah, now there's a freaking family picture here. It looks like Epcot.
I wouldn't recognize if somebody didn't tell me that the picture that I saw of her recently with the pink hair and the busted face, I would have thought for sure that it was somebody else. If I wasn't told that was Madonna, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah. Well, actually, the pictures, and her oldest kid is 26 years old. Yeah, the picture here of Madonna, it kind of looks like her. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it doesn't look like her. But she doesn't look freaking 64 either.
No, but she doesn't look like herself. She looks like she could be an alien or something. Like a shapeshifter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever looked at somebody and went, yeah, that dude's really an alien? I mean, outside of the aliens we have on our show, outside of the Bezos and the Musk and the Bill Gates. I mean, in general life, you're going to the 7-Eleven or whatever, and you run into somebody, you're like, yeah, that dude's an alien. No, you've never done that.
No, can't say I have. But 6 kids, dude. I had no idea she had 6 kids. What race is Madonna? She's Italian. But then again, it says here she's French Canadian, so go figure. She is from Michigan.
It says she's French Canadian?
Well, yeah.
Did she denounce her American citizenship because Trump won?
Probably. She's probably.
There's a bunch of people who were supposed to do that. What happened?
Yeah. Well, a bunch of people were supposed to do that when Biden got, elected.
Nobody would do that because we all know it's all fake. Mikeism number 1. It's all fake.
How much is Madonna worth? Whoa, dude! Take a stab.
2 billion.
No, not in the billions.
Okay.
But still, 850 million.
That's a lot.
For someone who hasn't been relative in decades, it's not bad.
And then think about how much money the record companies made off her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and most of this money is probably not record money. It's freaking touring money and merchandise and book deals and everything else.
Yeah, which reminds me, go to the merch page, buy some swag, buy some stuff. Christmas is coming up. Yes. Why don't we come out with a Christmas shirt, Mike? What do you think?
I actually went in Buc-ee's today for the first time in a while. I usually go in on Fridays and pick up breakfast, but I haven't done it in like over a month. And I went in today and they had Thanksgiving shirts, Thanksgiving Buc-ee shirts. Like, really?
I've never seen a Thanksgiving shirt. So hey, God bless them for cornering the market,
Right? Yeah.
No, I like some of this stuff. I've gone into Buc-ee's not wanting to buy a $35 shirt and going, yeah, I'm buying a $35 shirt, seeing one. And I'm like, well, I can't believe I just spent $100 at Buc-ee's when I went in for a sandwich.
Right. And gas wasn't on the menu.
Yeah, I didn't even buy gas.
Didn't buy gas.
It's another 100. Shit.
Yep. Yeah, I got to get gas tomorrow.
Get ready, though. Buy gas before the end of the month. I'm pretty sure it ends right on the 31st because DeSantis had the gas tax holiday for October. So we got the cheapest gas in the country right now because we're not paying state gas tax. Right. If our gas was what it should be, it'd be another 60 cents a gallon right now.
You know what's pissed me off is October 1st came and the 25 cents came off the gas.
Yeah.
6 days later, 20 cents hike on gas.
Sure. Well, they stopped. That's because they stopped pulling the oil out of the reserve, which you're not supposed to do outside of a war, like a national emergency. And now they picked it back up again because it's almost election time. They're trying to tamp it down under $4 for the national average. It's all going up, dude. It's all going to fall apart. It's all going to fall apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Don't make gas at home either. I heard somebody was trying to make gasoline at home, refining.
Really?
Like, I don't know.
Slaughtering dinosaurs and burying them in their backyard?
I don't know what they were doing, dude. Somehow they got a hold of some crude oil and they were trying to make gasoline. I don't think that's very smart.
In like a still with a bathtub and stuff in the backyard?
Hey, we're almost out of time here. This is what, 147? Holy shit.
147.
147. We'll come right back with 148. So if you're watching this, stick around for 148. But before I go, I do have to give my shout outs. I want to give my shout out to Gino Losi. Check him out on the socials, GINOLOSI. He'll put you on the monster fish. Go fishing with this guy. You don't know how to fish? No problem. You'll be catching monster fish in no time. And you won't be putting weights down their guts. We didn't even talk about that. Who else? Hey, Dustin Levine over at the Melon Patch Theater. Check them out. They got a haunted house going on right now. Go check out the haunted house at the Melon Patch Theater in Leesburg.
Cool.
Go buy some advertising, see a show, talented people there. Go check it out. And go check out my friend, Night Fan Stan at Jet Set Printing anywhere in Central Florida for all your printing needs. They don't do chicken. They don't do hamburgers. They don't do surfboards. They do just printing. So check out Jet Set Printing. Mike, anybody you want to shout out to before we go?
Not today.
All right.
Clerks 3, go see it tomorrow.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We will catch you back for 148 here shortly.
Woohoo.